Hey, it's your girl Childlike CiCi, and I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard. I hate to call you a dirty bastard, but hey.
God said go and I win. I take with my feet now, it's up like we hopping a fence. They get offended when you pick a side and you're not on the fence 100%.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We right back at it, y'all. We got the one and only Childlike CiCi jumping off the porch with us today. What's up with it?
What's good?
Hey, how you feeling?
I'm good. I'm blessed to be here. I appreciate you guys for having me.
Yeah, nah,
You know?
for sure.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, nah, that's what's up. And appreciate you, coming through and, bringing your vibe, bringing your energy through to the porch, and looking forward to you being able to, share your story with our people and, give us some insight on what you got going on.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's what's up. So first of all, like, how's Atlanta been treating you so far?
Atlanta's been great. We've been busy doing like promo runs, so going to different platforms.
Yeah.
I got an event tonight,
Okay.
like a listening party, which is crazy. We posted it, filled up like almost immediately. So
Wow.
I'm blessed to see the people come out, get to, hug some people, take some pictures.
Yeah, for sure.
Fellowship, all that good stuff. So Atlanta's been great. I love coming down here.
And do you make it here to Atlanta often? Like, do you
Yeah, I do. I've recently not been coming as often as I used to, because when
Okay.
I first started, I was here every weekend, every other weekend. Like, people thought I lived here. I was here so much.
Word.
So
That's what's
But,
up.
yeah.
So I take it that then Atlanta, like the vibe of Atlanta, has been good to you, and
yeah, it's
and your
been
movement.
good. A lot of like networking opportunities, a lot of friendships. Like within my space, I was able to build out here. So yeah, it's been great.
Word.
Studios, all type of stuff here.
Word. That's what's up. That's what's up. And you coming to us from North Carolina, right?
Yes, North Carolina,
Okay, that's what's up. By way of Brooklyn.
by way of Brooklyn. You got it.
Okay,
Look,
bet.
Look, you got it stuff. Okay.
Hey, for sure. So
Yeah.
break it down for us. What part of Brooklyn were you born in?
Bed-Stuy.
Okay.
I normally
Do or
couldn't
die
answer that low
Bed-Stuy?
key because I moved when I was like 4.
Okay,
And so many people
yeah.
has asked me, I'm like, man, I don't know. I was
Yeah.
just born in New York. I was born in
But
Brooklyn.
New
it's
York's
Bed-Stuy, yeah.
New York's so legendary. Brooklyn's so legendary. It's like, even if you moved there when you was 4, you could
Yeah.
still pop it and be, I'm from Brooklyn.
No,
like,
facts. And then my
represent
family,
Brooklyn.
like my immediate family, all from New York too, for the most part. So
Okay.
I still feel like that same culture, I guess, and
For
kind of
sure.
understand the culture of New York.
For sure. And Brooklyn, there's a heavy Caribbean culture and
Yes.
influence.
Yeah, my dad is actually Haitian.
Okay.
Like
okay.
fresh off the boat.
Wow.
I don't know if he really jumped off no boat, but I'm saying like he
Nah,
like
for
really
sure.
like yeah he's from Haiti, so he moved probably like 18 or something. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. Brooklyn is known for the West Indian Day Parade.
Okay.
So every year, Labor Day, Brooklyn, like through Bed-Stuy, Crown Heights. I lived in Bed-Stuy and I lived in Crown Heights at
Okay.
a point in time. So the vibe is crazy though. Like around Labor Day, they do Juve, where like the night before the actual parade, like they have like all these like they're barbecuing out on the street, they cooking, dancing, playing music, everybody's
Wow.
running around. Like it's just a dope vibe.
Yeah, I used to go back a lot, like early on, like my mom had we call her grandma, like someone who helped raise my mom. We used to go back down there till she got like sick. But I remember being outside, corner stores, 5-cent candies, playing at the fire hydrant and stuff like that. So I do have some memories from New York, but
Yeah.
just not as embedded because I wasn't there long.
Word. No, I can dig that. What
Yeah.
part of North Carolina?
A little outside of Charlotte.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And what was life like for you growing up there?
It was cool, I had an interesting upbringing and changes and stuff in my life, but it was cool. I'm Gen Z, 97 and up, I think Gen Z is. So, we
Yeah.
was really outside.
Yeah.
We like to be outside playing and stuff. I was a little bad, so I was a little fighter a little bit. So I used to fight a little bit.
Yeah.
I might beat you up. Now these praying hands, so that's all that matters.
Hey,
These
come
praying
on.
hands now.
Right,
but,
right. For sure.
It was cool. Like I played sports. I played basketball growing
Okay.
up, so that kind of helped me even like with anger issues and stuff I had when I was younger.
Yeah, for sure.
Like as like an outlet. I wasn't trying to get kicked off the team, stuff like that. So by the
Right.
time I hit a certain age, I was kind of like out of that for some time. But ball was life.
Huh.
I was like I was one of those people in my bio or something that say blood, sweat, and tears basketball. Like I was really into basketball.
Okay. Did you tap into the creativity at an early age?
Yeah, but surprisingly, I kind of kept that more to myself because I was kind of shy too.
Okay.
So I hated, like, you tell someone you can rap or something, the first thing they're gonna say is, let me hear you rap.
Right, for
and
sure.
I was so scared of someone like trying to like put me on the spot and stuff. So like everyone really close to me, like my family and stuff like that, and like everyone knew I could rap, but like other people, I wouldn't say anything. I didn't get confidence to like really rap in front of other people till like probably my senior year of high school.
Okay.
And even with that was like my brother like finally put me on blast, telling other people like she can rap, and that's kind of what happened.
Word.
So yeah.
And what was your household dynamic?
So my mom, single mother. My mom and dad was married when I was like younger.
Okay.
So like probably I think till I was 8 or something, if I'm not mistaken. We were in New York. We moved to VA. When they got divorced, that's when we ended up in North Carolina. So single parent household. My mom had 4 kids.
Okay.
Plus my sister messed around, had a baby young. So it's basically like 5 of us.
Yeah.
Like lower class, honestly, moved around a lot. My mom, made sure she maintained a job and stuff to provide, but nothing to the point where it's like we had extra or anything like that. But we definitely had food on the table, clothes on our back, stuff like that. But single parent household type thing.
Were you the which
age?
Child
I'm the
were
youngest.
you?
I'm the youngest girl.
Okay.
I have one brother who's a little younger than me, so I was the youngest girl. But they called me mamas. Like everybody, I was the youngest, but I was probably like the most mature.
Got you.
Even though I was like the youngest girl in the house.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like dynamic there.
Okay, word. That's what's up. That's what's up. And when would you say you jumped off the porch? At what point, did you really find your independence?
Yeah. So I would say. So my life is interesting. If y'all don't, of course, some people are gonna notice about me, but I actually do Christian music. I do Christian rap. So it's like, I like to call my life like I have like a BC life, like before Christ.
Right.
Then I have like a after Christ life where it's like different dynamics of things happen of me maturing. But I really feel like it wasn't until I found Christ that I really found independence in a way that just involved a lot more just freedom. As it relates to my mental, my dependencies, my overall just life. Like even being here today is just a blessing. So I just feel like that didn't happen until I gave my life to Christ, like back in the end of 2019, going into 2020.
Okay.
Type thing.
No, for sure. And it's interesting because, I feel that it's important, for someone in your shoes, to share those early stories and moments and things like that, because then you give other people who are on their journey the opportunity just to know that, I feel like when you put the word Christian in front of anything or faith in front of anything, then people automatically think that person is holier than thou or thinks that they're, at this level above other people. So it's so important for people to know that, hey, like my journey was similar to yours.
I love that. And yeah, that's important to me, just that transparency. That's a part of why I'm doing these interviews now, to talk about that. So I'm glad you brought that up. But that's a good thing. And I will say before I get into that, I think even within like my faith, I feel like if more people were open to talk about current struggles and past struggles, a lot of people wouldn't see our faith as like Christians are like hypocrites, because it's like I think that's kind of the sentiment. That's even a sentiment I had growing up, like before I gave my life to Christ. I'm like, we'd be in church and y'all hallelujah, all this stuff, and then when we leave church, you just as bad as the next person. But it's not even about being perfect as much as it is about being honest and transparent to say, hey, I'm allowing God to still work on me in these areas. So, but yeah, so early on though, some of the things I struggled with, like moving into, like I said, that senior year of high school, I guess I'll give like a story time. How much time we got?
For sure, hey, come on.
We got all the time?
Yeah.
All right, so like I said, like senior year of high school, my brother kind of like put me on blast. He was hanging out, it was really a trap house, like literally, but he was hanging out with these people and they was starting like a music group. So he was like, hey, my sister can rap too, type thing. And he brought me over there, and I actually felt comfortable. Like I said, up until this point, I really never felt comfortable like rapping in front of people, but for whatever reason, I felt comfortable rapping with them. We were like freestyling X, Y, and Z. So from that point on, I was like there like a lot. And I'm sure this audience know what a trap house is, but some of my audience may not know who may tap in. But a trap house is basically where drugs are normally sold at, other illegal things, guns, stuff like that, gambling, a lot of different stuff was happening. But I was there like every single day, like recording every single day. And I would say like my brother and even some of the other people around me, because they knew I played basketball, stuff like that, they kind of did a good job at like trying to like keep me out of the extra stuff that was going on and like she's just here to rap, don't mess with her, stuff like that. And that's really what it was for some time. But I would say like sometimes just certain environments can begin to make you just adapt to things or maybe even normalize things that aren't necessarily normal. But it's like since you're around it, you don't see nothing wrong with it.
Right, no, for
And
sure.
I was like,
mean, that's the product of your environment.
Yeah, like being a product of your environment is a real thing. I know there are people who are able to overcome it and stuff, and eventually I did, but sometimes like if that's what you around, that's just what you're gonna soak up and take in.
You only know what you know.
Yeah, you know what you know. So I was, so from at that point, it was really just basketball, being in that environment while also being a real fan of like hip hop, rap. So it's like now I'm in a position where I already love the music. I love what it's talking about. But now I'm in a position where I'm like around people who's like living that life like a lot of rappers are talking about, but not living and stuff. So it almost was like a good, I can't describe it, but I really did like it. I'm like, yo, I'm really in here. I started getting more confident in my rap because I'm saying stuff and I really know what I'm talking about because I'm really seeing it.
Because you're rapping these things that you might not have necessarily been doing yourself,
but I'm seeing it.
You're seeing it. You're steps away from it, arm length away from it.
Yeah, so I'm like seeing it. So I'm even getting like more confident and stuff in my rap because I'm really able to talk about things from like, I'll say secondhand experience to a sense. But eventually I did find myself like getting involved in certain things. So like I started dating one of the guys. He was a drug dealer, gangbanger, stuff like that. And I'm sure some girls know sometimes when you get involved with people like that, you start helping them out. Started picking up smoking. So I was smoking weed a lot. Just really started to like, I was just like smoking, selling weed, hanging out. Like I guess I felt like at some point, like I was just free, like I'm just doing what I want.
For sure.
But then at some point it started to feel like, nah, I'm not free. Like I almost feel like I'm a slave to this, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
So it went
slave
from,
to your vices.
Yeah, it's like I'm a slave to this. So it like went from I'm smoking to have fun every day. Like it's for the vibes, we laughing, to like, dang, I can't eat, I can't sleep. When I wake up, I need to smoke and stuff. So it started to get to that point. Even like with the relationships, like it went from me feeling like this is a vibe. Like I know all these people around me, they strapped up. If something like I'm seeing shootouts, different things happening. And at first, again, I'm like, this is cool. Like I know they can protect me. To me feeling like, nah, my life is kind of in danger. It was like one of those things where it's like my thinking would evolve in a sense, like I would have those thoughts, but then it was like I would just fall back into like, but this is what it's supposed to be, like this is just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of that going on. And I would say I wouldn't say I grew up in church, because my mom and dad, they both were ministers, but like I said, they got divorced, and like we would be in church for seasons, and then we wouldn't be in church because my mom would have to work stuff. Like it'd be different times, but it's like now I feel like looking back, maybe there was a seed that was planted, but in the same sense, like I was just so much more in love with the other lifestyle.
The lifestyle, right.
Yes.
So at this time, what music is influencing you? What are you into at that time?
Yeah, so I was listening to like things that were basically, and this is why I'm so like passionate. Like people hear me make comments about music sometimes, and I think some people may get offended, but I be wanting them to understand my heart, because I understand and I'm gonna answer your question, but I just want to preface by saying,
for sure.
like, I understood the effects that music had on me mentally as it relates to almost being like a soundtrack to my trauma. And I've grown to realize, like, it's one thing to like testify about something. I'm never against nobody like testifying. Like, if that's really what you went through, talk about it.
Right.
Even as a Christian rapper, you still may hear me say, I got a line where I say I used to roll papers, now I'm flipping through pages in Bibles. That's a revival. Like, I'm gonna talk about it because I really did those things, but I think it's another thing to talk about it, and it's another thing to glorify it, if that makes sense. Like try to put a certain lifestyle on a pedestal that we all know within, like, it can really be toxic and dangerous. But I was basically listening to stuff that was like a soundtrack to that. So like, we listen to NBA Youngboy, Roddy Ricch, I think The Baby, around the time I was still listening to The Baby. Nicki Minaj, just off the fact that she was like, I was a rapper and she was like, I think like the top female rapper, like at that time. Lil Wayne, I think everybody listened to Drake. I was listening to all the mainstream. I was more of like a mainstream rapper listener. Like, I know some people be doing like their know so and so. Like, you ever heard of this person? But I was listening to a lot of mainstream rap, battle rap too. A lot of people know that about me. I used to really love like watching battle rap, and that definitely was more of my speed because they were really talking that talk too. Like, as far as different things that I could understand based on like the environment and stuff I was in.
Did you ever dabble in that? Did you ever dabble in battling or any?
Like, not seriously. I used to like challenge people I knew, like, let's battle rap, but nothing like serious, no.
Yeah, I can dig that. In a world where everybody is, trying to grow up so fast, everybody wants to be grown, where'd you get the name Childlike CiCi?
That's a great question. I'm telling you, you watching this and you young, slow down. You don't want to, it's all bills and stuff out here and responsibilities. Stay a kid while you can stay a kid, I promise you.
Telling you,
nothing,
adulting
is not adulting.
What is cracked up?
It's not, it's like, just stay a kid, I'm telling you. But it just comes from, I was reading the scriptures, and it's in Matthew 18. The disciples that asked Jesus, like, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And he told them, like, children, like childlike these. So it's more originating from humility, like things, childlike faith, childlike humility, always wanting to learn, just having like a childlike spirit, and also even like that dependency that a child would have on their father, like God being my father. So it originates from that. And CiCi is just, my real name's Sierra. So when I decided to start rapping seriously, like Christian rap 2022, I was like, I don't want everybody calling me Space. I'm just seeing that on the wrong, like Space A girl or something weird. So I wanted to keep CiCi so all my family and friends could still approach me like the same way. So
Word. So in 2019, you made the transition from recording secular music, would you say?
It wasn't a transition. So 2019 is when I basically gave my life to Christ in 2019.
Got you.
So, but with that too, I had stopped doing everything. I had like a really deep encounter, revelation from God that really just changed a lot of stuff, like borderline overnight. Though it took more maturing and stuff as time went on, it's like he broke off just a lot of stuff like within like a small period of time. But from 2019 to 2022, I didn't even think I was going to rap again. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna stop doing this and start doing Christian rap. I honestly didn't even put out songs and stuff yet when I was doing Music in the World. I was just recording myself. Like, I would just record myself. It's like a whole story to where the people I was recording with and stuff, because like I said, I was dating a guy, we broke up, so I didn't have the songs and stuff. So I'm like, I'm just gonna record myself rapping, post it online. But those videos started to like take off a little bit. So that's really what I was doing. Ended up like deleting all my social stuff like that. But from 2019 to 2022, I was just focused on my relationship with God.
Got you.
And then I felt him calling me back to do music. But even with that, I didn't think I could do Christian rap. Like, I didn't really know that was even a genre necessarily in like a deep sense. I tell people all the time, I had heard of Lecrae. if y'all know who that is,
Yeah.
because he did the Blessing songs with Ty Dolla $ign. So I remember hearing that on the radio. So I did start listening to him some. And then Kanye West around this time was like on a kick. So he had like Jesus is King and stuff out. So those were like the only two people I was really listening to, because I didn't really even know no one else existed. So when I felt God telling me to do music again in 2022, I was like, I'm gonna just try to sing. But then that wasn't really me or working. But eventually, like, I started to discover a whole, like, it's a whole genre of Christian music that mainstream media will have you to think doesn't even exist.
Nah, for sure.
Like, if y'all watching this and y'all want to get tapped in, my Spotify Childlike CiCi, I have a playlist called Holy Rotation. It got a bunch of like Christian rappers, Christian R&B, Christian different, like a whole like trap drill, the same type of music you would hear, but just with a more positive, faith-based, testimonial-based like message to it.
Yeah, no,
So
for
it's
sure.
been-
For sure. It's a huge niche. It's crazy.
It is. But people don't know. Like, I feel like it took me to get really tapped into like, to even know I'm like, this is a whole movement. Like, this is a whole thing.
Nah,
So,
for sure.
Yeah.
So in 2019, when you did, you know, make the, I would say, the transition to God and change over your life to God, or give over your life to God.
Yeah.
That's the correct way of saying it. So at this time, was there something like in your life that was there a moment in your life that happened?
I'm glad you asked me, because I'm thinking I'm on a chair about trying to, you know, slow down. But yeah, so basically, so 2019, I've told this story a few times now just from doing these, but I'm very happy to get a chance to share here. So 2019, right, like I said, I go through that breakup, which was a really bad breakup. Like, I tell people I'm like 5'7" almost. I'm normally like 145, 150, somewhere in that weight. Like, I had lost weight, like I was like 125, like I was like depressed, smoking up like even heavier and stuff. But with that too, I was like, man, I'm about to just really try to lock in with this music. Like, sometimes when we're going through stuff, I feel like we trying to like find like, what's the answer to make me feel better? So my answer was like, I'ma just start really tapping in more with the music and get more serious about that. But with that as well, my funds was also in a, you know, compromised predicament. So that's where I got like, all right, I see people doing like these freestyle videos all the time. I can do that. So I'ma just pick up my phone, start rapping, and I'ma just post it, and I'ma do it consistently. So that's what I started doing. And like within a short period of time, like videos started to get like a lot of attention. To the point where like different opportunities were presented to me because of that. So around that time, I would say like a week or so before I was about to basically take advantage. I don't know if it would have been life-changing, but at the time it felt like it would have been a life-changing opportunity. Like, get management, they're like, we're gonna help you do this. They had different stuff on their page like showing we could really help you type of thing. Like, I had some family members excited, stuff like that. I had got a DM from a page, and they were like, we're the Illuminati and we want to recruit you. Now, I'm going to clarify, y'all. I don't think the Illuminati is DMing people. I don't think so, okay? But the message still got my attention to the point where I was looking at it, and I just remember like laughing at the message. And I was like, man, this is funny for one. But for two, like, I would never sell my soul. Like, what I look like selling my soul like that, stupid. And it's like, I had like an experience. I tell people, if you've never heard the voice of God, and I'm more familiar with it now, but like at the time, I wasn't high. I was about to smoke, because I normally would smoke like right before I go to sleep. That's just my routine. I was about to smoke, so I wasn't even high. And it was like a voice, like, it's basically, I'm like, this is not my voice. And it's like just a knowing of like, this is not my voice. And he basically told me like, no, you're doing the same thing. And I'm like, how am I doing the same thing? And basically, long story short, without taking 20 years, basically he just revealed to me like, I think some people think that something being demonic or something is only when it's like overtly demonic. So people look at someone like Uzi Vert, something like, oh, he demonic, like, or you kill a family member or doing seances. Like people, that's the only time most people are able to see something is like as demonic. But he just basically revealed to me like, no, it's like way more simple than people think. When you're using the gifts that I gave you to glorify literally the kingdom of darkness. What is the kingdom of darkness? Anything that opposes the kingdom of light. So you're glorifying violence, again, not testifying, but glorifying. Like, go shoot this person up, go do X, Y, and Z. Like, you're glorifying that. You're glorifying promiscuity. You're glorifying addiction, like just all type of things. Like, what kingdom do you think you're working for? And also, what do you hope to gain from it? And it's like, shoot, yeah, I want to be famous. I want to be rich. I want to be all these things. So that's really selling your soul. Like, you're using what I have given you for your own personal gain while also glorifying things for like whose kingdom? For those who believe in, I know everyone don't believe what I believe, but if you believe in the devil, you believe in God,
right.
Certain things you're promoting the devil's kingdom in that sense. And for some reason, it really hit me hard because for one, I don't think like that, and I knew I didn't think like that. So I knew like it wasn't my thoughts basically. And I'm like, yo, like, it just hit me. Like, I guess I would say like conviction. For those who know what that means, like I had like a strong conviction once it hit me. And then then a few minutes later, like I get on my phone and I go on YouTube. And then at this time, I'm not watching no Christian content. I know the algorithm be algorithming these days, but it's like, I wasn't watching sermons or nothing like that. And then like a video of this dude talking comes up, and he's talking more so specifically to like personal things I'm going through. So then at that point, I just start crying because I'm like, bro, this is God. Like, this is not a coincidence. Yeah, it's like, this is like God trying to speak to me. So I'm crying, and then I just go to sleep, which on its own was like a testament because like I said, I would have to smoke. I would not go to sleep without smoking. But that night I just went to sleep. And when I woke up though, I knew what had happened, but I was like, nah, maybe I'm gonna just go back to my normal routine. So I rolled up, me and my brother was living in the house together, and I went to smoke again, and we were sitting in the kitchen, and at this point I am high, like we're both high, but I'm like, bro, I think God telling me stop making the music I'm making, to stop smoking. Like, I think he's telling me these things, and he was just high too, and he's like, just stop then. I was like, I think I am. And literally from that day, that was like 5 years ago, I've never smoked again. I've never went back to, like, it's like from that day, it was like just a radical like change. Like, I started to have like a unnatural desire to like read my Bible. Like I said, I would go to church in the past here and there, but you know, like you go to church, you hear the pastor, but you're not really listening. It's like you heard him, but you didn't hear him. It's like I was actually like able to pay attention, grasp what he was saying. I wanted to go to multiple services because I really wanted to learn. It was like God really just met me and encountered me. Like, I didn't do anything, like besides just obey his own calling and draw. But it's like I didn't even like try to do this or anything.
Wow.
So
could you recall another time where maybe you had heard this voice but didn't listen to it because you didn't know, or was that your first time with that experience?
So now I would say possibly, because now that I've grown more in my faith, I realize that sometimes even what we deem is like, you think is like your own intuition and stuff like that, that could be like God. And I tell people all the time, like, I think sometimes people miss God because they deem so many things coincidence, or, oh, I was following my own gut. Like, we try to take the credit for different things, and sometimes we miss God in those opportunities, but never this clearly and never in a way that it convicted me as strongly as it did. So I would say that was the first time it was like I felt something like, oh snap, like God is talking to me type thing. So yeah.
Word. And how soon after that did you actually start recording, new music in this new direction?
It was like it was 2022. It wasn't until 2022. So it wasn't until March of 2022. And like I said, I didn't think I was gonna rap again. I was like, he told me stop rapping, so I guess I'm supposed to stop rapping. So I just was obedient. I just focused on my relationship with him. But 2022 March, I felt like he was calling me back to do music again. I was like, I don't think I can rap for God, especially how I rap. So I'm gonna just sing, but that wasn't working.
Yeah.
So then I started doing like the freestyle videos again. It was different artists. They would have like, you ever heard of like open verse challenges?
Okay, yep.
Stuff like that. So I just started doing videos, and people would just comment, be like, hey, are you on Spotify, something like that? And I'm like, I mean, this song ain't, but I can put it on there.
Yeah.
So then I would start eventually making those videos, freestyles and stuff. But stuff just started to go viral when I started rapping.
Yeah.
I don't know how late in 2022 or early in 2023, but it's like God just escalated things like extremely quickly. Like even secular platforms like Shade Room, different people have reposted me. Like God just started touching it like really quickly.
Right.
So,
No,
yeah.
that's what's up. Now, how difficult was it though when making all these changes in your life, from, you know, friends and family, maybe not understanding this new direction, even, you know, in the process of trying to find yourself creatively? Did you, you know, what were some of those?
Yeah, so I had both a little bit. So I tell people I was probably like really overzealous at first, because, you know, like some people get saved is like, especially when stuff like really changed, like a tangible change. It's like, I was just doing this stuff and I don't want to do it no more. Like I'm still living in a house too where everyone is smoking for like a year, and I still had no desire, and I'm trying to preach to everybody and stuff. So I was probably annoying. I was probably annoying for sure, but they understood like it's real. Like clearly she not, you know, I still don't believe necessarily, but I believe you because clearly it's changed for real.
Yeah.
So it was like one of those situations like with my close family and friends. And then of course a lot of friends kind of just fell off naturally because it's like we didn't have as much in common. Like you'd be surprised, like if you take certain stuff out your life, you'll find that some of your bonds are very much surface level.
Yeah,
like
for
without
sure.
that, y'all not even friends no more.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's really what that was pretty much. And then music wise, it was like a thing of like, it was like, I loved rapping stuff so much. I remember it was one point I was like, I'm gonna try to, I know I can't rap about what I was rapping. And again, Christian rap wasn't even like a option in my head. So I was like, let me try to make like a clean song. Like, I'm gonna just make a clean song, no cursing, like just something more so clean. And I went to the studio and I just left the studio section because I didn't even feel right about that. Like I was like, this not it either. Like I'm still trying to go around it. I was like, this not even me. I can't do it. So it was like that situation. But by time later, when I just was like, I'm not gonna focus, I don't care about no friends, I don't care about no music, I'm just focusing on God. And I took that time, like in between those years. By the time I did start doing music again in 2022, it was like I guess my confidence in God was so strong, I just knew you gonna make it. You gonna, whatever's supposed to happen is gonna happen, I don't know.
Yeah. And how difficult was it to make these changes? Because I mean, you know, when you're so used to a certain lifestyle, I mean, just saying I'm gonna stop smoking weed, like that's not something that's easy at the snap of a finger.
So I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna say this, and it really was that easy, but it wasn't by my own strength. And that's why I have you may hear people say like, Christianity is a religion, which I believe by definition you could call it that if you look up the definition of a religion. But it really is about like a relationship with God, and it's not about, I feel like I didn't do anything by my own strength. Because even in the past, I had tried to quit smoking here and now. I'd be like, eating up my money, like I don't wanna, like I had tried and I would always start again. These changes were not by me like trying to force myself to do anything. It did take a decision to continue to rely on him, to say, you're giving me the power to, I could do it if I wanted to, but I'm not really doing it because I have to anymore. If I did it, it would just be me doing it just to do it. To at one point, it was like, I really felt the urge to, and I had to do these different things. So that's the best way I can,
without them.
Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it, is like him literally just giving me the power and the strength to make these changes. So it really wasn't necessarily difficult by the time I hit this point to where I really just allowed myself to trust God in the process.
Wow.
It was just more so, I would say like my mind was a thing. Like, cause once you do, that's what took some time.
For sure.
It's like for my mind to stop thinking about certain things,
stop
reminiscing
craving it.
about.
Right.
It wasn't craving certain things. It was more so like when you see shootouts, violence, stuff like that, like certain stuff can kind of traumatize your mind
For sure.
a little bit. So I feel like my mind was still being traumatized at times, and just, I'm not saying everything was just perfect, but
for
those
sure.
big things I really did not struggle with anymore.
Yeah.
Like those big things. I tell people, like, when you surrender your life to God wholeheartedly, certain things really will go. Like, I'm not the only person. Like, I know it's down. I talk to so many people who have a very similar testimony as me, as they'll say, I quit X, Y, and Z like overnight as soon as I gave my life to Christ. But it's other things. It is a process. Like, not everything stops, but my major things, like literally it was like an overnight thing type thing.
Okay. All right. No, that's what's up. That's what's up. And did did your friends and family take to the change well? I mean, I know, of course, like, obviously you're going to, lose a couple people, here and there, some stragglers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, did you find a lot of support, or was there almost like a lot of peer pressure of people trying to get you to kind of come back to the life? You know what I mean?
It was a little peer pressure, but not really, because they realized, I think everybody was like, oh, she's not playing.
Yeah.
But even with that, it was more me, because I didn't want, like I said, because I was like really overzealous at first, like really trying to like push it on everybody. But then it's like God had to realize, like, you didn't do it yourself. So for you to try to like push it on people as if they can just make the change themselves is unrealistic, if that makes sense. So it was, but with that, it was like a balance of me also just trying not to seem like that person, like once I realized that, and just trying to be, almost like trying to downplay myself a little bit in front of certain people so they wouldn't feel like not comfortable around me. But it was me finding like that balance to say, no, you can fully be yourself, but also with that, you can't think that you yourself can save anybody, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like, I can't save you. Like, all I can do is, like, I can plant a seed. Like, I can tell you the truth. Like, I can tell you my truth and share that with you. I may even say something that may water a seed, so you may have already been thinking this thing, and I'm gonna say it, and it's gonna penetrate you more. But it's God's job to actually save a person. Like, it's not my job to literally, like, you gonna give your, like, I can't, I can't save anybody. So it was me maturing to realize that, like, no, you can be yourself, just like I'm on here, being myself, sharing my truth.
For sure.
But with that, it doesn't mean I have to like condemn people or expect everybody to think like me or be like me around me.
Not for
so
sure.
I feel like it was more me, like, adjusting to that than everyone else. It was more of me, really.
Yeah, no, for sure, because like when we learn some new information, and especially when it's something that we feel like is bettering us as people, whether it's starting a new health kick and you're eating right.
You get
so
passionate. You want to share it. It's like you find a cure. You find a cure to a disease. You want, like, you know someone who got it. You like, I'm gonna tell. Like, you really want to tell them. You want to tell everybody.
But then you're like annoying everybody around you because they're not on that page yet, and it's So, how are you able to keep a balance with, like, I guess not being like too preachy? You know what I mean? Like, I think that's kind of the label that people,
Yeah, I really don't try not to be too. I just try to be like myself. And some people, I feel like as people, and I got a song where I say that, like, people pleasing season almost tore my heart to pieces. Like, it's just about, I'm gonna just be myself, and some people may like it, they may not, and no one's gonna be for everybody necessarily. But also with that, also taking feedback, like if I do ever say anything that may come off a wrong way, like I always be like, man, like if you feel like I came off wrong, you can tell me, and I'm always open to like feedback and just really considering other people's feelings and thoughts. But it's more about just being myself while just also understanding everyone don't think like I do. So it's never me having conversations or sharing my stuff to be right necessarily or to win you over. It's just me really being myself. So in the same way, I invite anybody, like, be yourself. If you don't agree with me, you can say that. I don't want to, it's not to argue about it. It's just us both sharing like how we feel, and hopefully we can learn something from each other in that way. So that's pretty much how I learned to balance it, is just understanding. It's just having that revelation that I'm not saying what I'm saying to get you to agree with me.
Right.
I'm saying what I'm saying because it's really the truth. Like, this is really what's happening.
Right.
And I think people respect and understand that. And as you know, we talk about other stuff. Like, you know, I'm not gonna act like my conversations are 100% like just preachy testimony type conversation. We have normal conversations. But that is a lot of it because it's really like in me. Like, it's like my thing. It's like we all have our things. Like, you may love football, so that's gonna be your natural main topic of conversation. People love like different stuff may be your main topic. So it is my main topic, but it doesn't mean we can't talk about other stuff.
So that's real. For me, it's fish tanks. So
fish
you know,
tank?
I'm always
what's that?
Fish tanks.
So, So
I'm always talking about fish, different African cichlids, or
it's like certain things we all really get a rise from talking about. So that's definitely my thing, but it doesn't mean like I ain't having other conversations. Like within reason, respectfully, but
for sure. So when you started your new style or your new brand of music, what was the first song that like really took off for you?
It's a song called "Why Would I?" that I got. It'd be like, why would I argue with you when I'm talking to God every day trying to seek Him? Why would I fight with a fool when I'm fighting my flesh? Give it to God. And I think it connected with a lot of people. That was the first one that took off. That's the one, like I said, I believe the Shade Room had like reposted. And then from there, it was already getting a lot of traction though. But that was the first one. It's a song called "Why Would I?"
Yeah, because you've been getting like a lot of traction on TikTok as well. Like songs been going viral.
TikTok. I tell artists all the time, like, you just got to be consistent, especially when you just starting. Like, I was like very consistent, like posting on like TikTok every day. I wouldn't say I ever really post on Instagram every day, like every other day, every 2 days, something like that. But definitely TikTok. You got TikTok, you got YouTube Shorts, you got Facebook Reels, you got Instagram Reels, you got
so many platforms.
It's so much stuff, and I think sometimes people get hyper fixated on one. Like, I want to grow my Instagram, I want to grow this. It's like, just post. Like, people, you don't know where you're gonna find your tribe, for lack of better words. So.
How's it feel to, you know, gain so much recognition and to have so many people, you know, following your music and your message, especially knowing that, you know, in this age, in hip hop and within the culture, most women are, you know, showing skin or are, you know, just delivering a different type of message to get popular. Like, how's it feel to be able to, you know, to be able to share your message and have the masses receive it?
Nah, that was really it's like I got different mission statements and stuff. And that was really one of them, just to like show a generation that you don't have to compromise in different ways to be like successful. And again, some people may not see it as compromise. Like I'm totally aware of so many people who they don't agree with what I'm saying or think is anything wrong. But y'all will be surprised. Like, I have real conversations with real rappers, some of which, if I named them, y'all would know who they are. I've had people DM me and say certain things like, I want to stop talking about the things that I'm talking about or stop, but they just don't think they can do it and still be successful. And I'm like, you can. Like, you being authentic to yourself, people will be able to see that and they can they can feel that and they're gonna relate to you.
Yeah.
You may not relate to the masses. I'm 100% aware of that. Like, not everyone's gonna listen to the message and may like the message. They gonna like the music though. Like I say all the time, if you, like 90% of people, whether they like are religious or not, or have a relationship with God or not, they all say like, I can't deny that you really slid. Like it slid, but not everyone's gonna maybe gravitate. You may attract, everyone got their own fan base or supporters based on what you're talking about. People like different things.
Yeah.
But it's more so about just, dang, I made up a different question. I just realized you asked me, you definitely asked me how does it feel?
Yeah.
But that's my point.
Yeah,
It just
no,
feels
for sure.
good to know that people are even seeing that and it's inspiring them to say, man, even if they haven't figured it out yet, to say, I'm inspired by that, knowing that you're able to do what you do
Right.
and stand in your truth and still be, and they see me still being successful, because I just feel like it's gonna inspire a whole new wave of generation of people
Yeah.
to do the same thing.
For
So,
sure. Because I see some artists, and I won't name names, but I see
Yeah.
some female artists where they may have come out with a certain type of style, but then,
they can't get away from it. They want to,
well,
but they
well,
can't.
not even that, but it's like something where they've come out with a certain style, but then they're testing these other styles, and the fans are like, wait a minute, like, you're usually, doing music like this. You're not usually shaking your, your butt in the camera and doing all of that. And so, you find that people are, or that some women are having to experiment and just try to, see like what works, see if this works or not. So I think you are giving a lot of women, a lot of young girls, inspiration and knowing that, they can stay true to the
Yeah.
style of music that they want to and
Yeah.
still be successful.
Yeah, for sure.
Would you say that faith-based music should have almost its own genre? And I ask that because if you ask an artist like Lecrae, he doesn't consider himself a Christian rapper. And some artists in that space don't like to be deemed as Christian rappers. So
Yeah.
should it be like almost its own genre, or what do you think?
I personally do, like, I don't mind, like, I 100% welcome, like, people saying you're a Christian rapper. I think it's like a complex question, but I do feel like, I feel like it does better help people understand maybe the overarching message in the music by helping them to understand this is a Christian rap song. So you may not hear some of the stuff you're used to hearing in like certain music. I don't think it's much different than saying this is like a folk country song versus a something other type of country song. Like, it's just giving people an idea of like, hey, this is the overarching message like in the music. So I don't see anything wrong with it, but I would have to think on that longer. But personally, I personally don't be like, don't call me a Christian rapper, I'm just a rapper.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I in my opinion, it's like I want to put my faith before the rap.
For
if
sure.
that makes sense. Like,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
faith is more important than that. So that's why I was like, no, you can let it be known, this is my faith. I'm a believer before I'm a rapper. I'm a believer before I'm anything else. So that's personally why I do it, but I can't speak for everyone, and I think it's a complex question, but that's my best answer.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Nah, it definitely is, because like I said, I've had other artists here where, where you say the word Christian rap, then
Yeah.
they've stopped me.
I understand too, and I get it too from a sense of, it was a time where I didn't want to be called a Christian rapper, but maybe not for the same purposes. It was more for a reason of like, I understand how certain people view Christianity, because I even viewed it a certain way, like as far as a lot of like hypocrisy, like judgment, like different things people view it as, and even how Christians were treating me for rapping, like, because not all people agree that. Some people think rap in itself is like a bad genre, no matter what you're talking about. So even that made me be like, man, I don't want to even associate in that sense to say this is like, I'm just a follower of Jesus, like in that sense. But it's like, I kind of got over it and was like, you know what, I know what it really is, so
Yeah.
I'ma just let it ride.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's almost in an interesting space where people in the Christian community have this negative thought about what rap is and look at you a certain way, and then real rap fans have a certain view when you say the word Christian, and how they view that, and then they don't think that you should be in their genre, you know?
Yeah, it's like a weird, it really is like a weird space, but it's starting to mature as far as, like I said, even y'all, the different people that reach out to me, I just be like, wow, I didn't know you would even, like, y'all, people will be surprised that there are rappers who may rap about other things that still really respect the craft. And I am big on this though, as far as saying, I don't want you to think this is a good song because it's Christian rap. That's one thing I don't like. Like, if someone say, oh, see, this is a good song for a Christian song, like that, let me know I need to do better. Because I don't want it to just be good because it's a Christian song.
Yeah.
Like, when people are saying, no, this is just good, I've had people say you shouldn't even call it Christian rap. Like, don't call it Christian rap because some people may not listen to it because they gonna get, because they heard you say Christian rap. But it's like, I want people to be like, it's helpful to know people actually listen to it and they just like it. They don't even care that it's Christian rap. They're like, yo, you just snapped to have snapped. Like, whether you were a Christian rapper or somebody else, you really good in this slap. So I appreciate that. So I think it's people's outlook is kind of growing on that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because, and I keep using this word, preachy.
Yeah.
And it's because most people's connotation is when someone is delivering faith-based words, or, you know what I mean, or telling somebody about God, then they feel like, and two, I think a lot of people, it's almost like where if you feel like, well, man, I'm not doing right, or I'm not doing the things I'm supposed to be doing, and you're almost ashamed.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I be trying to understand, because I wasn't always there. And even somebody like, you brought up like Lecrae, like when I heard his music at first, it didn't resonate with me as much because of like where I was in life, but it's still kind of planting a seed, because then later on I did reconnect back with the music. So I think hopefully myself and others can kind of change people's perspective to see, like, you can be your God-loving self wholeheartedly and still love everyone, love on everybody, and connect with everyone in a genuine way. And hopefully people are also able to respect, because I think we're in a time where a lot of tolerance is preached. Like, we preach a lot of tolerance, but I think it needs to be exchanged to everyone. Like, if I'm a little preachy, just know I still love you and we can still hug, and I'm not going to judge or condemn you after this. I'm going to still love on you. Yeah. And hopefully people can see that, that's the goal.
All right, so I see a lot of people in your comments posting D1 because he spreads a message, similar about just, the direction in terms of how most rappers are spreading their message, and the need to be spreading more positivity and righteousness. But then like that message almost gets lost. And then I feel like, people get defensive with it, and then they come back around him with their response are more violence, and messages, like that. So that's where I was going with it, like where, people, get defensive about like what they believe in, and then can turn, when you're trying to spread something positive into something negative.
I think it's hard sometimes too, when you don't have a relationship with somebody to bring about any, like, it can be hard sometimes, because you probably heard someone say, people don't, it's a quote somewhere in the nature of people want to know you care and love them before you can, like,
for sure, like
they want to know you care. And I know D1, so I know he actually cares, but I think that it's just it's a weird place with the internet sometimes. Right. You kind of have to have faith that when you're throwing a message out there, like you said, you will impact people you need to impact, because similar to D1, I've said some things to where some people didn't agree with me, but it don't mean we gotta hate it. Like, you don't gotta hate me now. Like, we don't agree with each other, but you will still catch some people along the way who say, hey, see, that really convicted me, that encouraged me to stop doing this or something like that. So it's like a balance of understanding. Again, you can't save anybody, and that's not the point of putting it out there, but if someone does get impacted by it in a positive way, it to me is worth some of the hate a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
no, for sure, for
yeah.
sure. Okay. You got a line where you said, real big blessings around me. I used to be bounded, but now I got boundaries.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the importance of boundaries? Because that's something that is like one of the most difficult things for us, you know, to have, but super important.
Yeah, man, boundaries are everything. And I think, especially like in like relationships, I'm one of those people, you don't have to have my beliefs or anything for me to befriend you, stuff like that. But I think when you know how they say like your close people can give you a direction of like where you're headed in life. I feel like you can't allow everyone to have the same level of access or the same level of even speaking into your life, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, like I don't know how to describe it, but yeah. I think like everyone needs boundaries, both in relationships, even in environments. Like I'll go into any environment, like not saying bro was smoking a joint, that's not gonna stop me from coming into the environment. But even with that, it's still a level of boundaries that you have to have in everything you do.
Yeah.
Like you gotta know what's your limit, like what's like that's too far, or I'ma come, but I'm not finna hang out here all day like I would have back in the day. Like just having boundaries in everything you do, yeah.
Yeah, nah, for sure, for sure. What would you say is one of the biggest life lessons that you learned?
Life lessons is that I just don't have all the answers. Like I don't have all the answers, and I literally can't. It's that I don't have all the answers. Like sometimes when I think I have the answers, just learning to depend on God more.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the answers. There's a Bible verse that says, many are the plans of a man's heart, but the Lord's purpose will prevail. Once you begin to understand that, and once I really stop trying to have the ultimate say-so and everything, like it just allows for more freedom. Like I don't have all the answers. Things aren't always gonna go my way necessarily. I'm always speak up, speak out, like voice my opinion, stuff like that. But just understanding that I don't have sovereignty over my life. Like I can try to plan stuff and say I want things to go this way, but we all have control over our lives and stuff to an extent, but to another extent, I can go outside right now when someone decides to throw something at me. Like I can't control everything. So it's just learning to just trust that, you know, God has sovereignty and that he's always gonna cause everything to work out for my good regardless, so yeah.
Word. And is that thought process what inspired the song, I Can't Even Walk by Sight?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because it's like not knowing, you know, what's behind this next door, but still having to walk with the same confidence and in the same, you know, way as if you did know what was there.
So how you gonna scare me? I don't even walk by sight. That's what they can't see. They can't see. I can't even see.
Yeah.
So you can't scare me. Like I'm just gonna continue to just walk by faith. And that's what people don't understand too. Like literally the definition of walking by faith, it's the confidence of things hoped for, but the evidence of things not seen.
Right.
So you can't really see it. You're just walking by faith and believing that God is gonna guide your next footsteps and allow things to work out. So it's just, that song too in particular is just highlighting the fact that when we have big dreams or visions or even things that we feel like we're being led to do, just because you don't see how it's gonna happen doesn't mean you should stop. Like it's like if God gives you an idea or something, you get an idea or feel inspired to do something, even if you have no idea like how I'm gonna raise the funds for it, what's gonna happen, it doesn't mean you shouldn't start taking steps forward, because that's literally the definition of walking by faith, is you doing it before you see the full picture.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's the basis of discipline as well, because you know, you have to create these positive habits and do them regularly,
Right.
not knowing what the result's gonna be,
sure.
but then knowing that if I do these things, that somewhere down the line,
For sure.
whether it's eating right or working out or reading every day
For
or
sure.
whatever it is, knowing.
And just like as an artist, like you don't know when something might pop. You don't know what's gonna happen, but you don't start doing something once it starts. It's like you
Yeah.
should be posting content even if it ain't getting views. You should be recording often. Like it's certain disciplines that you should have in the heart of walking by faith. And that's when people be like, faith without works is dead. That's really what that is more so. It's just saying like, if you say you have faith, it should show in your actions as well.
Right.
Like your actions should exemplify the faith you're claiming to have. So it's like, don't just say you have faith,
Yeah.
act like you have faith.
Yeah, you can't just say like, you can't just pray to God every day to send you some money or to make you win the lottery, but you're not putting forth action to get this money that you're wishing for.
Or
You-
even acting like someone who's going to win the, I don't suggest playing the lottery, but if we're using the lottery or something as an example,
Yeah.
if you act like you're going to win the lottery, to me, like a faith, a work would be learning to steward your money. How you praying to God to be rich, but you don't even steward your money. So it's
Right.
just more of a thing of like embodying and just acting like you actually have the faith of the things you're saying that you want, like
Yeah.
just embodying those things. So yeah, for sure.
Nah, for sure. And you're releasing your debut EP.
Yes, EP.
It's time
Yeah.
on September 13th.
Yeah.
Word.
It's
Can you,
time.
can you tell us about
It
it?
is time. God is good. It's time. We just signed a deal with Capital in that Christian division, so Capital Christian Music Group. And it's just time to shake things up. It's time to show people, like you talked about earlier. I feel like this genre in itself is at a new state. I feel like it's literally at an all-time high, but it's literally just starting in the same sense. So I think it's time to, like, for one, just take back territory. It's time to just show people, like we talked about earlier, just you can do things in an authentic way and still just touch the masses. And I don't know, it's just time.
Yeah.
So we just said we're gonna name it It's Time. That's the first song on the EP too.
Okay.
Which is just talking about procrastination and stuff. Like, stop procrastinating. If you're not waiting on God, unless God himself is saying don't do it, it's time to like get moving. So yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Word.
really excited about that.
That's what's up.
5
And-
songs,
Yeah.
real easy listen. I say no skips. Like I said, if you never listen to Christian rap, gave it a chance. If you feel like you've been being led, clean up your playlist. Even if you don't feel like you're being led, clean your playlist, you just want to add some bangers to your playlist, give it a listen. 5 songs, a real easy listen, no skips.
Word. And what was the vibe like when you were recording this? Because you broke down the vibe in your
Yeah.
early, recording days. What was
Yeah.
this vibe like?
This was a different vibe. For one, I got blessed with being able to use, touch different producers. So I think like at one point most people know me for like just more so like the trappy sounding raps. So I almost feel like I was put in like a box. They were like, oh, all she could do is like the trap stuff. So working with different producers, they were just sending me all type of different things to kind of really stretch me in my creativity and like different vibes. So that was fun. It was a lot of creativity. It's some testimonial stuff in there. So I talk about heartbreak and love on one song. I talk about my testimony of like getting in car crashes and shootouts at kickbacks, all type of stuff. So I have some of those things that I think some people will be able to relate to. And then I just have some straight up just like vibes. Like, I'm excited about the song called FFM. We actually gonna be on the radar performing that. Of course, I'm also just do a straight freestyle there and stuff. It's a few different kind of sounds on there.
Yeah.
But I think people gonna love it. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what it was.
Word. Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Do you feel like when recording this and being in a new style, like you're like in pocket, like you're in a whole new like pocket than you've ever been in? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, in a sense, like some people say I'd be out of pocket. but my flow is just so unorthodox. I just do. That's a style in itself. People don't know that.
For sure.
But,
for sure.
I kind of do. I feel like it just stretched me a little bit in like a good way. Yeah, I kind of do. I don't know.
Word. And then you released the Love and the Lost.
Yeah.
That was your first single from this EP, right? Or?
Nah, it was the first one was The Rest of My Life.
Got you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that one is, again, that's like the testimonial one, just me just talking about things that have happened and what led me to this point to feeling like basically I want to spend the rest of my life with God. It's been going, like, we started like a whole trend on socials with that. I had like a few people do it, like almost like testimonial videos, like just showing like things they used to do and like where they are now, and just also sharing their testimony, like using like old, like y'all would be amazed like at people's like, we just had, y'all know who his name, he goes by John Cabana now, Holy Cabana. He used to go by Bunk Gang.
Took my next question.
Really? Yeah.
Perfect.
He did.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he just did a video, like over 1 million views to the song, just showing like the same thing. So it's like a trend happening right now with that song of people also like it. I'm so thankful to God for that. But it's so many people who just have really just been transformed, like a tangible, like clear, like, dang, bro, you done changed, or dang, sis, you done changed. And that song is like evoking that emotion from so many people. And even people who don't feel like they've had a change yet are being inspired to know, man, I'm never too far gone.
Yeah.
And that's the message too, like no one watching this, like no one's ever too far gone from God.
Yeah.
So that was amazing.
Word. And when seeing, you know, how your message is inspiring people like that, is there ever pressure on you to move and to live a certain way? Because, you know, it's almost looked at as if, you know, you need to like move a perfect life or live a perfect life. Do you feel that pressure?
No, I don't feel that pressure because I don't want people to think that, because it's unrealistic for one. Even I'm about to start doing like more YouTube stuff to like talk towards more stuff like that. But I think, like I said, I think that's literally one of the biggest problems with this faith is that so many people come off that way.
Yep.
So then when they see people fall short, everyone's like, oh, I thought you was so
Right. Yeah.
perfect. And I think if people were just more, like I said, just honest to say like, nah, I still struggle with, I may not do the things that I used to, but I still have heart issues.
Right.
And God said, he said, if you even are angry with your brother, that's still murder in the heart. Like God cares about our hearts too. So just because I'm not doing things outwardly anymore that I used to, I still have to go to God all the time to like renew my heart and stuff. So I'm gonna get to talking about that type of stuff more, because I don't want no one to think I'm perfect. I also don't want people to think I'm saying to just do stuff because we're not perfect. I feel like it's more about progression, but in the same sense, it's more so just a thing of I always want to make sure it's integrity with me.
Yeah.
So if I am going to do something, I'm gonna make that clear. So it's not like me trying to fake it. And everything I'm presenting on camera, I talk like this behind the scenes too. Like this is really me.
Yeah.
Like just being integral about things, but no pressure for real to like be perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. What would you say is the best part about being a Christian?
The best part is just my new, like just the new, people be like, God changed my life, but it's like he didn't just change my life. It's like I literally have like a new life. Like and that's why I said earlier, it's like I literally feel like it's like AC. Did I say? I meant to say BCAC, but whatever. But
Yeah. You
before
said it
Christ,
right,
like after Christ,
Yep.
it's like a clean slate to just know that in the sight of God, like it's almost like a freedom I can't describe. Like not like a freedom to where I can do whatever I want, which technically I can still do whatever I want, but it's a freedom of knowing like, yo, like he really knows me, he knows everything I've done, and he still loved me, and he still chose me, he's still using me, like I'm still enough in his sight. I don't have to like try to like gain his love. Like he literally chose me still while I was deep in my mess. Like it's just a freedom of knowing I'm loved by God, and my eternity is secured, and that it's just a freedom and a confidence. I think is the best part that I have. Like it's a whole new level of freedom, and a whole new level of like confidence.
Word. That's what's up. It's almost like it gave you like a level of security, gave you a level of like you said, that confidence.
Yeah,
like,
that confidence that I know he with me, he got me, I'm good even after it's all said and done. So yeah.
Word. No, that's what's up. That's what's up. You got any shout outs you want to give?
Nah, can we say a prayer before I leave?
Absolutely.
Is this the end?
Yeah.
All right, so Father God, in the name of Jesus, we just want to thank you. I thank you for this opportunity. I thank you for the brother sitting across the screen and those who may be watching and everyone in the building who put this together. I just pray that you would bless them, that you would cover them, Lord. I ask that you would just forgive us for anything we may have said, thought, or done that's not like you, God. I ask that you would just continue to do what only you can do in ways that only you can do it, Lord, that you would just continue to empower us and strengthen us, Lord God, to just walk in your power and your strength. I know it's some people watching that may not believe, Lord, but I just pray that you would begin to pull on their hearts like you did mine, Lord God, that you would do the work in them that only you can do, that they would be blessed by this conversation, Lord, that they would be, that their ears would begin to be renewed, their heart, their mind, their way of thinking. I just pray for freedom to anyone listening, Lord God, that you would allow them to experience the type of freedom and peace that the world can't give and that only comes from you. We're just so thankful for this time, and we will continue to bless you in everything we do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
All right,
bet. You got any shout outs you want to give before we
Shout out to my fam. It's your girl, it's your sis, Childlike CiCi. I love y'all.
That's what's up. Appreciate you pulling up, jumping off the porch with us.
All right.
God said go and I win. I take with my feet now, it's up like we hopping a fence. They get offended when you pick a side and you're not on the fence. 100% cut from a different cloth.